Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome. My name is Georgia if you're new. And if you could tell from the title, we are going to do a recap and a review of Love and Marriage DC Season 3, Episode 3, titled Personal Foul. So we left off last episode or last review where we have the guys at DJ Quick's wrestling event or his gym or whatever that was. And we're still here. We're talking. And the guys are talking about the fact that Clifton is just not having relations, but he still has a friendship or relationship with Carmen. And at that same event, he let it known that at least DJ Quick said it about him being married. So Black didn't know. He congratulated him and whatever. And he asked the question, so how does your wife feel about, still being friends with Carmen? And to Clifton point, he's like, you know what? She is a friend of both of ours. He let us know that, she had left the show with somebody else and just they were supposed to take a group trip. And before they went on the group trip, a couple of days before they were to leave, her guy broke up with her. So they were like, you know what? We're not going to leave you home to be sad or anything. Let's go on the group trip together. And so that's where we see the pictures from. And that's why they're calling it a throuple. Nobody really explained that, the situation. So Clifton is letting the guys know this is what happened. He told them as a group. So the guys are good with his explanation and they're going about their business. To Jamie's point, he's like, there's a lot of back and forth. He says, she say, the ladies are saying this. How about, are you guys willing to come together and talk? So Clifton was like, I don't know about it. We'll see. Let's try and see what happened. And maybe we could come to some common ground or whatever. But at this point, we already had Ashley telling her husband that, she's not interested in trying anymore because she has apologized a number of times. She has tried to talk to her as well. And it seemed like Joy is not open to having a conversation. So therefore, she really don't, at this point, don't care what happened. Take it or leave it. I don't really care. So that was Ashley's whole attitude. So that is the scene with the guys at the wrestling event. Now we have Irena, Jamie, and Irena's mom. They are at the pet store and they're going to go look for some food for her mom's pet bearded dragon. So they get in there and, they're letting the store owner or the employee know what they're looking for. He's saying that the bearded dragon is kind of big for being 7 months. And, like they're telling me, feeding him everything that he wants. He's eating a lot of crickets every day and some fat worms or whatever. So he's like, for 7 months, he's kind of big. You may want to take it easy and not feed him so much. So with that, now he invites them to go and check out the turtles in the back. And they are talking. There's a number of turtles in the cage. And Jamie is telling him that it reminds him of the wrestling event that they had. The fact that DJ Quick was talking. He's the littlest turtle in the cage. That he was talking so much and all of that. And then Irena says, I see on social media where Carmen is posting videos and pictures of her and Clifton. And everybody's asking, so where's Joy? Where's his wife? Where's Joy? And she's asking Jamie, how do you feel about that? What's happening? And Jamie's like, well, I'm not going to answer that. And he was like, why don't you take that energy over there to them, the ladies, and to Carmen and Joy, because I'm not going to answer the question. And Irena was doubling down. She's like, all I want is a yes or no answer. He's like, well, I'm not going to give that to you. And she's like, why? He's like, because I don't want to, not knowing. I'm like, why is Jamie being like that? But then we come to find out that, that question is triggering to him because he's calling Irena a hypocrite because 5 years ago, Irena's business partner was doing the same thing and calling her my friend, my sis, my whatever. And, with her asking him that question, he was like, it was triggering. It's just bringing up old memories. And you're being a hypocrite. So they started that inside the store. He was like, I'm out of here. It goes on to being outside where he actually goes in and let us know more about why he was behaving like that. Because like I said, that was surprising to me. Like why he can't just give her a yes or a no answer. But Irena also goes into her confessional and tells us that she's been dealing with people, trying to get close to her husband for years. She's been doing what they call quote unquote situations, and it's been multiple ones she's been dealing with from her husband for years. And for this one incident to happen where nothing came of it, the fact that the person was posting on social media, he said he saw some inappropriate exchanges in her phone, he was going off and he's still holding on to it. So Irena's like, you know what, at this point I think we need our life coach, because we need to talk about this some more, and you're not listening to me. And he was like, and you're not listening to me, so therefore we need a mediator. So we're gonna see in a couple of scenes later where they're bringing a life coach. But that was how they left it in front of the pet store. Jamie still did not answer her question as far as, do you think it's inappropriate for Carmen to be posting Clifton on her social media and Joy is not in the picture because of the history they have, being on the show. It's not a good look. So she was like, nah. He was like, I'm not gonna answer, and she was not happy with that. And we all know Irena got a temper, so she was not letting up, and he got a temper too. So it got pretty interesting and pretty loud. So now we have the next scene where we have Ashley and Quick and the family. They are doing a family event. They're going rock climbing. They're switching it up a little bit. Quick said since he got a clean bill of health, that he's gonna do something a little different. He's not gonna work himself into the ground because he got a lot going on. He has the radio station that he deals with, then he also DJs on the weekend, which is what most DJs do. Yeah, and then he does a lot of big events because he is a well-known big time DJ. So therefore he is in demand. So he's like, no, he's gonna try and do stuff with the family, because even though he's working to make sure that they're all right, he's going to work himself in the ground. So he's taking some time off to spend with family and making sure that, his family feels appreciated, and he's watching his kids grow up and making memories with them and so on and so forth. So they leave the kids to go rock climbing. And then he and Ashley go sit down, and he's telling her that he have, he got invited. He has to work for the Wizards game, I believe. And he wants to invite all the couples, and he wants to know if she's okay with it. So he's like, I want to invite Irena and Jamie. And she's like, oh yeah, no problem, I don't mind that. So he's like, so what about the other couple? He's like, what other couple? You only mentioned Irena and Jamie, and I'm cool with them. He was like, no, I want to invite Joy and Clifton. So she's like, you know what, do whatever you want, but I'm coming to the game because I want to be at the game. So therefore you do whatever you want. If we talk, but I am not going out of my way to actually talk to her. So Ashley said what's mostly important to her at this point is meeting with little Jamie, as they call him. And as you remember in last video, I said I don't like that little Jamie nickname. I'm gonna call him JR. So Ashley wants to meet with JR because she sees some similarities in the relationship that he have with his parents that she has with her mom, and she knows that he's hurting a lot. And she said what really, caught her attention was that when they had this family sit down and the talk, where he said, if I can't go to my parents and I come to you, and now you're over here criticizing me, who can I go to? So he was really hurt at the fact that, he felt betrayed by DJ Quick. So Ashley's going to take it upon herself to make sure that she talks to him and make sure to find out what's the underlying cause and how she can help, because she knows the feeling. It's a familiar feeling to her, and she wants to be able to help. So that's what we have with DJ Quick and Ashley. He's going to invite the couples to a game, and they're going to try and see if they could talk about stuff. So now we have Irena and Joy meeting up, because Irena wants to talk to Joy about the pictures that Carmen put on social media. So they meet up to take pictures. Joy says she knows that Irena likes taking pictures, and she likes to have a drink every now and then. Joy does. So she's like, perfect combination. Let's go meet. Let's take some pictures and sip. So she finds a way to bring it up. We have Irena asking Joy, how do you feel about, Carmen posting your husband, or Carmen, as Mama Joy would say. Candy's mom, how do you feel about Carmen posting your husband's picture on the internet? Because the thing is there, they talk about them being a throuple, and now we see, where is Joy? That's her question. Why weren't you there to make sure that you're in the pictures? So she's like, how do you feel about your husband putting, being in the picture with Carmen on social media and you're not around? So Joy says she does not feel a way about it because she's securing her relationship. She said there is no blueprint for friendship. Therefore, she can't really tell them how to feel. I mean, how people looking at it, she can't help them but talking, but she knows that everything is straight. She said looking at the pictures with Carmen and Clifton is similar to Ashley and her best friend. I forgot her best friend's name, being finger twins. And then the producers, of course, show the picture of when they got tattoos together and all of that. So she is putting that, out there in the air like, is Ashley straight or what? Is she doing stuff behind quick back? So similar to people talking about Carmen and myself and Clifton, we could also talk about Ashley and her BFF. So of course, Irena, she did not respond to that. All she did was just take a drink. So then Joy was like, we got the invitation from DJ Quick about the game, and I texted Ashley to find out if it was okay. I just texted Ashley, and they showed the text, but I didn't go in to read it or whatever. And she says Ashley did not respond to her, and she's not going to reach out no more. But Irena was like, I'm going to the game, and I expect you to be there. And Joy was like, we'll see. I don't know if I'm coming, but we'll see. So that was the meetup with Irena and Joy. Now the next scene, we have Ashley. She's going to the doctor because she says she's not sleeping well. She said the most she will sleep is like for 45 minutes per night. I'm like, whoa, that's not enough rest. That would bring on anxiety. That would bring moodiness. It was just, you need to rest your body. So she goes in and the doctor asks her, she's like, have you been treated for anxiety and depression? She said, yes, she is on medication. She's on 2 types of medication. And she's been being treated for anxiety and depression for the past 8 years. So based on everything that she told the doctor what's going on with her, she said the doctor told her that she might be perimenopausal, premenopausal. And, they're going to take some blood work. They're going to check in and see her levels, her hormone levels and certain things. But she thinks she has an idea of what's going on with her. So they're going to take the blood, and the next visit, they're going to come up with a care plan. So she said your hormones may be a little bit too high, and because of that, it leaves you high strung. So Ashley, of course, read between the lines. She said, oh, so you mean I can be a super B? So the doctor was like, you said it, I did it. She's like, yes, I can be that. So I guess it's from not sleeping. Because when you're tired, every little thing, is irritating to you. So yeah, it can be bad. So that's how she left it with the doctor. She's going to take her blood work. And then they're going to meet up again and work a care plan for her. But it seems like just Ashley is just going into menopause. And girl, if you've been there, you know what that can be like. If you're not there, congratulations, it's coming. But that was Ashley's meeting with her doctor. Now we have Irena and Jamie, and we have her life coach, who is Terry. So Terry came into the home. They're meeting with her at home. They were both happy to see her because they both got something to say. So Irena goes in and she tells Terry what's been going on, about the newlywed couple, the post on social media, her husband's reaction to her when she asked the question, and the fact that every chance he gets, he brings it up about Irena's business partner making those posts on social media 5 years ago and just trying to have inappropriate conversations with her on text. So Jamie goes in and he tries to tell how he's feeling, and Terry was like, no, wait a minute, let her finish, whatever. And then they went in, they talked about it some more, and she told both of them, listen, you have not worked through this. Have you guys even sat down and spoke about, everything that's happened in the past? Have you talked to him about all the situations you've had to deal with before you guys, when you guys were younger, before you got married, and so on and so forth. Have you, Jamie, spoke to her about how it make you feel, the fact that you saw those texts and all that? And they were like both saying no. So she's like, you both gotta talk to each other and work through it. And then she was like, take a sip of your drink and let's hug it out and call it a day. But you guys need to sit down and have a conversation. Yeah, it might be a little bit hard. It might be hurtful. Like I always say, you may cry, fight, scream, yell through it, but at least you're gonna go through and get to the other side. But a conversation needs to be had about what's going on with them. They said they kind of skirt around it, they try to be happy and stuff like that, but it needs to be addressed. So hopefully we see it being addressed in future episodes. So now the last scene of this episode, we have the couples at the Wizards game. We have DJ Crick rent out a suite, and he also rent out 2 floor seats. Even though he's working, he wants to make sure that his friends are comfortable. He said that he sent out the text, nobody responded, so he don't know if they're gonna show up. So he and Irena arrived first, along with Irena's BFF, and then we have the Tylers arrive, and then we have the Petties, which is Joy and Clifton. They arrive next. So they're in there having fun, drinking, eating, doing whatever. And then we have Jamie ask, is everybody good? Everybody good? So of course we have Ashley like, no, we not good. So everybody's like, who you got problem? And she's like, you, Joy, because apparently I'm jealous of you. And I want to know why. What am I jealous of? So Joy was like, you want to step out and talk? She was like, we could talk here. And they were like, no, let's step outside and talk. We're going to talk and then we're going to hash through this. So those 2 ladies stepped out of the suite while the couples were still in there. We have the men looking nervous. We have Jamie talking about, okay, sis, we all sisters. Let's be nice sisters. Okay, sisters, we are good sisters. They step out. And they get into the conversation. Ashley was like, you stepped in my house and didn't speak to me. And she did. Joy saw Ashley, looked at her, and went the other direction and didn't speak to her. She was like, I came in there. She's like, you left out of my house saying some stuff. And Joy was like, well, when I came in there and we had a little talk, I didn't even know you felt that way about the things you say about you making us get on the show and stuff like that. That threw me for a loop. So they went back and forth, and she was like, you know what? Are we good? And Ashley was like, no, actually, we're not good. We don't have to be around each other. Joy was like, all right, no problem. We don't have to be around each other. So then in the midst of them talking, we have DJ Quick come out. He's like, babe, I got to go down to the floor. They didn't even see him when he walked out. So he walked by, looked at them, said what he had to say, shook his head, and kept walking. But there were no blows being thrown, so they were actually just talking. So then after that, they were like, all right, no problem. We not good. So that's how they left the conversation. We have Ashley now walking back into the suite. And she's like, so just like before, you could take your things and go. So Joy was like, I ain't leaving. She's like, well, this is my suite. This is Ashley talking about. She's like, this is my suite, and I'm telling you, you can go. So they go back into the suite now, and somehow we have Ashley getting into Clifton's face. She's like, yeah, I got a problem with you, and I got a problem with you too, Clifton. And Clifton is like, I'm trying to figure out what type of problem you have with me. So he leans a little bit forward, and she was like, what you can do is back the hell up. And she's like, you sassy ass, you're the 6th female of this show. And now we have security stepped in, and we have Joy getting in her face, and then get in Ashley's face, because she's not gonna let her husband be the one to get into it with Ashley. And yeah, that's where it started. And it didn't help that Clifton was wearing a shirt that says Queens on the front of it. I think it was some sort of a billboard for Vegas or whatever, but it says Queens on it. That didn't help at all. The fact she calling him sassy, and he's the 6th female of the show. So yeah, that's it. Her Joy and Ashley are still not friends, and now the husband is getting into it as far as with the wife, but he didn't start it. Ashley got into his face. Now, as we see from preview of the next episode, where Ashley is going on a walk with her husband and she's telling him that Clifton got in her face, so now he got to go defend his wife. Why do these women put themselves in situations, and I say they always do this, put themselves in situations and then expect their man to come out and defend them against the next man when they're the one who actually started it? It's not right. You don't do that. I know she's not going to want them to be on the show anymore, so maybe that's her angle in getting them off, Ashley. But I don't know if that is going to work. I mean, yeah, the tension is there, but I thought they would have actually tried to work it out and move forward. They don't have to be cordial to each other. That's Irena's friend, so she don't have to film with her at all. But the fact that, she's getting into the husband's face and they're going at it, that's not a good look. But that's where we are with it. Ashley and Joy are still not friends. Hopefully we have Irena and Jamie talking out what's happened to them in the past and work through it. But what I'm really interested to see is Ashley's talk with Jamie, little Jamie, JR, because I want to see how, he receives what she has to say to him and moving forward, because we see him improving with each season. We see him building with each season. And I just want to see, it get overall better for him. And I'm wondering, where is Winter? We're not seeing Winter filming. So where is Winter? And I'd like to see more of Irena and Jamie's daughter, little Jamie's sister. I like her because she be having some good conversations. So I want to see more of her on the show if she'll film. But that's where we are with it, Like I said, this is season 3. We are building as we go, and we're seeing relationships building, breaking down, being discussed, whatever. One other thing I have to point out that I like to see is on all the shows that we have with Carlos King, and he features when the people either go to therapy or they go to the medical doctor, is always someone of our color, African American. So, they're also getting exposure. If you didn't know that they were there in your city, now you know from seeing them on television that you have all of these people, you have access to all of these people to help us. Yes, he also throws in, some other colors, but it's good to see him feature African American professionals in this capacity. And I know the shows will get better as we go along. And it's just good to see. And it's good TV. Reality TV to me is good TV because it's not scripted. And you get to see, people in different elements and see their profession. But yeah, I am going on and on. So yes, that was my review for Love and Marriage DC Season 3, Episode 3, titled Personal Foul. And also, as I always tell you, I always talk about it at the end of every review, I wrote an ebook. It is called The Etsy Entrepreneur, and it is a comprehensive step-by-step guide to show you how to sell on Etsy, print on demand. You don't have to have any kind of inventory, cluttering your house or everything. Everything is done on your computer. So I wrote a book to show you step-by-step how to go ahead and do it, because if you don't set it up correctly, Etsy will shut your shop down in a second. So I make sure that I go in and tell you how to set up everything right so that you don't fall in that trap. So I'm going to leave the link below to the book. Go ahead and click on the link, buy the book, check it out, get your Etsy shop up and going. The most busy period for Etsy, as I always say, is Mother's Day and Christmas. So if you get it now, you'll have some sales for Mother's Day, and then Christmas, it will blow up. Believe me, I have 2 shops that I run and they're doing very well. So that's another stream of income for me. So go ahead and click the link down below and make the purchase. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video if you wish. And until next time, be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Bye-bye.